Sharpen your sword cause the time is near. Gotta do it big like Bon Iver. I'm a rock star on a chandelier. Off the walls, yeah, I'm about to go crazy. For the beast, anybody that can tame me.
Try out the Range Beauty BB Cream in Sweet Tea again. This time I'm going to use my moisturizer and my primer, but I'm not going to powder my face, and see if that works, and then I will just do my concealer afterwards. Okay, so I've just moisturized with my grapeseed oil. Now I'm going to prime. I'll use my One Heck of a Blot by Soap and Glory. And this is where I would usually put on my concealer and then powder my face, but I've been having problems with this applying smoothly. So we're just going to use the BB cream by itself and conceal after. Let's see what happens this time. So I do think, yeah, the color looks really good. This is the shade Sweet Tea. Of course, there isn't that much coverage since it is a BB cream, which is why I definitely have to use concealer, which is why I want to use my concealer first, but at least it's going on a lot more smoothly than it did yesterday. I can see every single one of my spots like all I did was moisturize. So I'm going to put on some more, because maybe my brush ate up most of the application. I really just don't know, because there should be a little bit more coverage than this. And then I'm also going to try to use a lighter hand than I normally do, because I do tend to be a little bit forceful. So now I'm just kind of bouncing it on my face instead of brushing it in more forcefully. Okay, so that added slightly more coverage, so the color is definitely good, but this BB cream is not for me. I'm going to wear it today since I've already got it on, but in the future it's going to have to be mixed with a foundation so that I have more coverage. We're going to use ColourPop Deep Dark ColourPop Deep Dark 56. Oh, but before I do that, I'm going to use this e.l.f. eyeshadow primer on my nose in the shade brown. So I have a little bit more coverage, and also it's a primer, so it should help my concealer stay in place there. So I put the primer on there, and now I'm setting it with the under eye powder, even though I know this isn't under or my eye, and that's just for my nose. And then I'll use my regular concealer on top and also on the rest of my face. Okay, so that looks like pretty decent coverage now for my nose. Let's go to other spots here. Looks like the concealer behaved pretty well. And now we're going to use my other concealer to highlight. Now this is the Revolution Beauty Conceal and Define in the shade 13.5, which is what I used yesterday. But I think I'm going to mix it with a little bit of 12 and just see how that works, since I'm used to using 12. I'm going to rip open my 12. Actually, I probably still have more in the smaller tube of the 12, but this is just easier to find in my sea of stuff. So I'll just open the new one. Okay. And I never remember to wet my sponge beforehand, so I'm just using rose water to dampen my sponge. And then I'm just going to smooth out the rest. You don't need to see that part, so I'll be back in a moment. Maybe this BB cream just does not like to be paired with other things, because I'm having a hard time smoothing out my highlighting concealer and just making it look seamless, which wouldn't be too big of a problem except for when I set it with powder. If it's not smooth, you'll be able to see like thick lines right on my edges, and that's not cute. This is as good as that gets. And I got this powder from Zuri Flawless. This is the shade Cocoa Bronze. And this isn't normally what I use to highlight, but that's what I'm going to try it for, because I thought this was actually going to be a deeper powder, since this is just one shade up from the Nuit, which I have in the foundation that was too red. So I want to see if this would, might be a foundation color if I bought the foundation, but now that I see the powder, no. So I'll just use it to set my highlight. And this is only $1 from Shop Miss A, but it's got the powder, it's got a little spongy, and it's even got a mirror. It's pretty decent. I'm not used to using a solid powder. I never feel like I'm picking up enough feel like I actually do anything. I don't like pressed powders. So I shouldn't say that. I'm not good at using pressed powders, in my opinion. Okay, I do like the color, but I don't like using a pressed powder. At some point I will probably crush this and put it into a container so I can use it more often. But because I feel like I didn't get enough coverage by using a pressed powder, I'm going to go back in with my pretty pink powder from Ben Nye to add a little bit more. Especially under my eyes where I get the fallout. Okay, now we can move on to eyes. I'm going to use my Base Booster Glitter and Shadow Glue from BH Cosmetics. Not for any particular reason, just because I have it. Especially since I'm not sure what I'm doing with my eyes today, and I know this stuff sticks pretty well, so it should work well with whatever I put on. So I'm going to use Olive Wood as my all-over base color today. So that's going to be my starting point. I'll use Python Green under my brow area. This one's the Python Green. That's by Coastal Scents as well. First I pat it into place, and then I'll go back in and smooth it out. And those two colors mix to make a really nice green. I like that. Now I'm going to use Mossy from AOA Studios, the Shop Miss A brand. That's going to be my transition color. And then for my actual crease, I'm going to go in with Deep Roast by Coastal Scents. I want something more vibrant for my lid color, so I'm going to use this white concealer from AOA. It says highlighter. It's a white concealer. Not highlighting anything with this. And that's just going to be my eyeshadow base. Just going to smear it where I want it to go for the most part, and then I'll clean it up with a brush here in just a moment. As usual, I pretty much made a mess. I don't even think they're even. I can't tell from there. Yeah, I don't think they're that even. That's fine. I'm going to go with Spring Fever by Coastal Scents. I think that shade of green is not right for the other greens I have. But I've already started. I'll fix it in a moment. I guess I'm going to use Balsam by Coastal Scents. And with that Spring Fever, just to give it a more of an earthy undertone. Now I'm going to use a fluffier brush and just smooth everything out, blend the colors. And then unearth my transition shade, which was Mossy by AOA Studios. Maybe I'll just start doing my transition after I do my lid. I'm not at all pleased with my eyes today, but I just remember that I need to get gas before work, so I need to stop messing around with my eyes and just get ready. So that's it for eyeshadows. I will probably put on some sort of a liner in a moment, but I gotta stop messing around with my eyes. I'm using the Clean Color Airy Minerals Loose Powder Blush in the shade Plum. Going in my Juvia's Place palette for the shade Abby for my contour blush. And for the rest of my face, I contour with the Ben Nye Ebony powder. I don't really think there's much of the baking to brush off, but I'm going to dust off anyway. Then I'm going to use my overall powder, my Ben Nye Nutmeg, for the rest of my whole face. I'm going to set with my RCMA Loose Setting Powder. Put an extra powder on my chin because I have been cracking my neck a lot lately. And I don't need to transfer my hands. I could just not crack my neck, but whatever. My neck hurts. Gotta be done. Use my Coastal Scents liner that can be used all over your face. I'm using black. Move dust off. And since it still looks a little ghosty, I'm going to go back with the brush I used to put on my brown powder. There should be some residue on there. And just use that. also all over my face without adding anything to it. My rose water. I'm not going to do any highlighting today. I'm going to use some eyeliner. And my eyeliner's just skipped when I was putting it on over there, which is why I see it's a little smudgy right there. I give up. Some setting spray. And I guess for lips today we're using the NYX Cosmic Metals Lip Cream in the shade Extraterrestrial. And we're done. That's what we're going with today. And that's it. I probably won't be doing a check-in since I already wore this BB cream as a foundation yesterday. I just wanted to see how the application would work out today. So that's it. See you later. Thanks for watching. Bye.